In my second video, which I am making for the physics, it is on electrostatics. Here in this I will be giving you the definition of electric charges and field. So here first of all I will go for the introduction of this chapter. There I go for an electric charge, how these are charged and all. Then I will go for the conductors and insulators, and before that we will go for detection of charge and electrostatic induction. Now charging by induction, how the steps are there, we will go for that. Now go as per the syllabus, as per the requirement of you. So in electric charges and field, we are going to start introduction. All of us have the experience of seeing a spark or hearing a crackle when we take off our synthetic clothes or sweater, particularly in dry weather. This is almost inevitable with ladies' garments like a polyester sari. Have you ever to find any explanation for this phenomena? Another common example of electric discharge is the lightning that we see in the sky during thunderstorm. The reason for these experiences is discharge of electric charges, which were accumulated due to rubbing of insulating surfaces, and thus this is due to generation of static electricity. Here static means anything that does not move or change with time. Electrostatics deals with the study of number 1 forces, number 2 fields, and number 3 potential arising from static charges. Now come with electric charge. What is the meaning of electric charge? Which is of two kinds, either negative or positive, and maybe neutral also when rubbed more and brought near it to either body. So it can be written mainly as number 1, the electric charge developed on glass rod in brackets rubbed with skill is different from the charge developed on ebonite rod in brackets rubber with fur. Number 2, the electric charges of same kind in bracket charges developed on two glass rods or on two different rods repel each other, while those of different kinds in bracket charges developed on a glass rod and an electric rod attract each other. In the table given below, if an object in first column is rubbed against the object given in the second column, the object in first column will acquire positive charge, while that in second column will acquire negative charge. So here in the table, the name of the object which acquires positive charge and negative charge. Obviously, if the two charged objects are from the same column, they will repel each other, and if the two charged objects are from two different columns, they will attract each other. The property which differentiates the two kinds of charges is called polarity of charges, also called as like charges and unlike charges. Like charges means positive charges and unlike means negative charges. Now I am giving you a picture which will give the more information. Rods and pith balls, like charges repel and unlike charges attract each other. In the all the substances are made of small particles called atoms, which are made of three elementary particles, namely electrons, protons, and neutrons. Because of their masses, these particles exert gravitational force on each other, however, in which is quite large as compared to gravitational force. This extra force is called electric force. Therefore, apart from their masses, protons and electrons must possess some additional intrinsic property. The additional property of protons and electrons, which gives rise to electric force between them, is called electric charge. Electric charge is a scalar quantity. A proton possess positive charge, that is plus E, while an electron possesses an equal negative charge, minus E, where E equals to 1.6 into 10 to the power 9 coulomb. Normally an object contains equal number of protons and electrons, and as such it is electrically neutral. When the numbers of protons and electrons are not equal, the object possesses a net positive or negative charge. Now we will go for the origin of electric charge in frictional electricity in the coming, which I will say. Now first of all, go for the detection of charge. A simple apparatus to detect charge on a body is the gold leaf electroscope, and which I will give you a figure. It consists of a vertical metal rod housed in a box with two thin gold leaves. Objects touches the metal knob at the top of the rod. Charge flows on the leaves and they diverge. The degree of divergence is an indicator of the amount of charge. Let us discuss about the conductors and insulators. Those which allows electricity to pass through them easily are called conductors. They have electric charges, that is in bracket electrons, that are comparatively free to move inside the material. Metals, human and animal bodies, and earth are conductors. Most of the non-metallic like glass, porcelain, plastic, they are called insulators. When some charge is transferred to a conductor, it is readily get distributed over the entire surface of the conductor. In contrast, if some charge is put in an insulator, it stays at the same place. This property of the material tells you why a nylon or plastic comb gets electrified on combing dry hair or on rubbing, but a metal particle like spoon does not. The charge on metal leak through our body to the ground, as both are conductors of electricity. When we bring a charged body in contact with the earth, all the excess charge on the body disappear by causing a momentary current to pass to the ground through the connecting conductors such as our body. This process of sharing the charges with the earth is called grounding or earthing. Earthing provides a safety measure for electrical circuits and appliances. A thick metal plate is buried deep into the earth and thick wires are drawn from the plate. These are used in buildings for the purpose of earthing near the main supply. The electric wiring in our houses has three wires: live, neutral and earth. The first two carry electric current from the power station, and the third is earth by connecting it to the buried metal plate. Metallic bodies of the electric appliances such as electric iron, refrigerator, TV are connected to the earth wire. When any fault occurs or live wire touches the metallic body, the charge flows to the earth without damaging the appliances and without causing any injury to the humans. This would have otherwise been unavoidable since the human body is a conductor of electricity. Now, one thing I have not discussed earlier, so I am giving you here. It could be read before the detection of charge. That is origin of electric charge in frictional electricity. We know that when two different objects in brackets such as glass, rod and silk bracket closed are rubbed together, they get electrified. It happens due to transfer of electrons from one object to the other. The object which gains electrons becomes negatively charged, while the object which loses electrons becomes positively charged. The appearance of charges on the two bodies can be explained on the basis of atomic model. According to atomic model, an atom consists of a central positive core called nucleus. The nucleus is made of protons and neutrons, which are held inside it with a strong nuclear forces. The electrons revolve around the nucleus in circular orbits. The number of electrons in an atom is equal to the number of protons in nucleus. Since magnitude of charge on a proton and an electron is same, an atom is always electrically neutral. The electrostatic force of attraction between electrons and the nucleus is much weaker as compared to nuclear force between protons and neutrons constituting the nucleus. Because of this, whereas it is practically impossible to remove protons from the nucleus, electrons can be easily removed from an atom by supplying energy to them. The energy in bracket the minimum energy required to remove an electron from the atom of substance is called its work function required to remove an electron from the atom. As an example, when rubbing of glass rod and silk, the electrons in glass rod is less weakened than the silk electrons, so when rubbing air, energy is provided to overcome friction between them. So as said, electrons from glass rod transfers electrons to silk and hence glass rod becomes positively charged and silk becomes negatively charged. By gaining electrons, hence the mass of both changes or both charges. Now, plus the loss of electrons means there is a lessen in the mass, and those gain electrons mass is increased, negative that means mass is increased, and positive means mass is decreased. Now electrostatic induction. Till now we know electrostatic while rubbing, or rather we can say touching, but there is another method without touching or rubbing. This process is called electrostatic induction. Through its temporary, though it's temporary, but it happens. The temporary electrification of a conductor when a charged body is brought near it is called electrostatic induction. In contrast to conduction, there is no transfer of electrons between the two bodies during charging by induction. It is because no physical contact takes place between the charging bodies and the conductor. Here I am giving you a figure. In this process there is a different cases we will discuss. When charged glass rod is brought near the conductor, the A side of the conductor will becomes negative and the other side will becomes positive. In bracket, because of attraction, negative in bracket A and positive in glass charged rod. Case 2. Now take a negatively ebonite rod is brought near the conductor AB. Then side A will become positive and get repelled, and side B will becomes negatively charged. The two kinds of charges that appear on the two ends of the conductor due to electrostatic induction are called induced charges. The charge present on the charging body in bracket used to produce electrostatic induction is called inducing charge. It is found that the either kind of the induced charge is equal to the inducing charges. If the charging body is removed, the charges induced on the conductor disappears. Thus, induced charges stay on the conductor only so long as the charging body is kept held near the conductor. Now, charging by induction. How the charging takes place by the induction. A conductor may be charged permanently by induction in the following 4 steps, or they may be questions like this. How can you charge a metallic rod which is conductive without touching it? Now in this there is a step 1. To change a conductor negatively by induction, a positively charged glass rod is brought close to it. The near end A of the conductor becomes negatively charged, while its far end becomes B, and B becomes positively charged, as we have seen earlier and could be seen in this figure. Now in step 2, keeping the glass rod in its position, the conductor is connected to the earth in bracket by touching it with a finger, as shown in figure B. The positive induced charge will disappear. Earlier it was thought that the positive induced charge flows to the earth. In fact, electrons flow from the earth to neutralize the positive charge on the far end of the conductor. The negative induced charge on the near end of the conductor remains bound to it due to the attractive force exerted by the positive glass rod. Now this figure will give this information. Now in step 3, the conductor is disconnected from the earth bracket by removing the finger, bracket closed, keeping the glass rod still in its position. This figure C, I will give you this explanation to make clear. The near end of the conductor continues to hold the negative induced charge. Now in step 4, finally when the glass rod is removed, the negative induced charge on the near end spreads uniformly over the whole conductor. Conductor can be positively charged, that is by using a negatively charged ebonite rod by following the above 4 steps in the same